straight from the stories from the newspapers this morning, as I'm sure you're also ready and waiting to hear what the newspapers have to say this morning. And of course, that is our job, and I'll be making sure to do that. Your only, what we require from you really is to text in and calling and share your thoughts and contributions to the stories making headlines. And of course, there are quite a number of interesting stories in the papers this morning. We've got Plato in the studio. Good morning, Plato, and thank you for joining us.
Good morning, Ronnie. It's good to be back.
Good to have you back. And of course, our condolences to you and your family on the loss of your father.
I appreciate all the reaching out.
Absolutely. All right, welcome back, Plato. Okay, all right, and of course, I'm sure that Barrister will join us any second now. Barrister Yomi Ogunlola is also an analyst here with us, and of course he's just joined us actually, and he'll be sharing, as well as Plato, his thoughts and contributions to the stories making headlines this morning. And don't forget, we're looking forward to your reactions and contributions, so do feel free to text in and calling as well. Good morning, Barrister Shedadaleji.
Good morning, Nigeria. Ronke, good morning, and Plato, my SM. Dadalaji.
We thank God. All right, so let's race through the papers this morning. Let's go through some headlines now. Strike. We hate to hear that, don't we? ASU accuses federal government of deceit as minister explains payment delay. We hate to hear the word strike, but of course, it's something that's very common around here. It's a negotiating tool. I think it's the biggest negotiating tool that everyone uses. The doctors use it, the lecturers use it, the universities use it. And it's so sad because oftentimes we have this discussion about how can we be more creative about our demands. And I know, Plato, I think oftentimes you just said, hey, this is the only language that government understands. And do you still hold that stance?
Of course. I keep mentioning that, in activism, we say that there are 3 C's of the struggle. You have, consultation is the first, consolidation is the second, and then confrontation is the last. And in Nigeria, you will see that when you consult, they would slip off.
Right.
When you try to consolidate, they will not even listen. Right. But when you confront, they are weak. So apparently, that seems to be the only language.
So is it that in other countries, because I know in other countries, is it that the government accepts all their demands, because we don't hear too much of in more developed countries? I know that one time in the UK, there was times when lecturers went on strike for a day, but they were still teaching, and by the next day everything was sorted. Is it that everything that they require?
The thing is, at every negotiation table, you don't expect all your demands to be met, and that's why sometimes unions go with demands that may seem quite unrealistic, because they know that we'll definitely argue over it and then shift ground, and that's what happens. You see, when we keep mentioning UK and the likes, in the UK, for instance, if you're going to go on strike, you know that you're going to lose the pay for that day. And of course, you are at liberty because the system there works. It is not a system where the system will push you to go on strike. The system is really working. All that is needed is there. But look at us here. What condition, with what condition are teachers, in the university teaching? Under what condition are our doctors working? So if you begin to look at all this, you see that the system is actually straining. When did you hear of a Nobel Prize? Not even a Nobel Prize now. A Nobel Prize coming out of postdocs here in Nigeria and the likes. It's actually, of course, we get grants here and there, we win certain prizes, but what groundbreaking researches have you seen here? Because the environment is not conducive enough to allow for such.
Okay. All right. I know Barrister wants to just say something real quickly to that before we
very quickly
get back to the stories.
You see, that which is equity and good is the law of laws. Now, Plato was trying to make that comparison, between the civilized societies and ours here. Of course, there is a diacritical difference, between the two kinds. You cannot expect medical doctors or lecturers or Nigeria Labour Congress, people who are sacrificing so much people whose input into our gross domestic product is that high and be paid peanuts when your so-called politicians they sit for how many days in a year?
At most 3 days in a week. At most 3 days and 181 days in a year.
And for many of them, it is to go and sleep and look at what they are getting.
Barrister, some people wake up in the course of voting and just raise their hand.
Wow, and then vote for nonsense.
What is equitable about that? And that's why I said that which is equity and good is the law of laws. And except we come to that, we will continue to see things like this.
All right. Okay, let's race through more headlines. Thank you very much for that. In the papers this morning, security beefed up in Oyo Town over armed robbers' letter to bank. Sequel to a letter reportedly sent to First Generation Bank at Owode in Oyo Town, Oyo State, by armed robbers, intimating it of their planned invasion and attack. There's been an increase in security and convoy patrol by the State Police Command, but the Police Command has said that there had been no such threat as it operates security architecture for the protection of lives and property. Information gathered had it that the letter to the bank was brought by a local courier about a month ago and handed over to a security guard at the gate, who in turn gave it to the branch manager. The branch manager reportedly informed security agencies, particularly the police, about the letter, leading to an increase in patrol around all commercial banks and their branches, as it was believed that the armed robbers might be using the branch reaching to as a distraction from their target. Before the letter, the operations department of the police command had been leading tactical teams and mobile policemen in convoy patrol around the state, particularly the metro, on a 24-hour basis since the assumption of office by the state commissioner of police, Ngozi Onodeko. However, when contacted, the command's police public relations officer said that the command was not aware of such threat. I think I remember, was it last week as well, where the governor himself had, I think it was a military that visited him, and he had sort of begged for increase in military presence since, because of the insecurity that's been going on. But what are your thoughts on this, Barrister? And Plateau side.
You know why I said? Because it takes me, I think we're back to the 90s.
Okay.
When armed robbers would write letters in Lagos, then they would write letters to streets.
Yes.
Particularly in the 90s, I think the early 90s.
Even it still happened recently. 1 million boys
they
or
write
something.
letters, to a street and tell you they are coming to rob you.
Yes.
And
and they would actually come.
And they would actually come.
Wow.
And it tells you of how so much law and order is broken. I remember that it was as a result of that that the Maro administration started the Operation Sweep thing, which was able to nip it in the bud. It's a call to on the governor to definitely look at how he can ensure that security is beefed up in Ibadan. Definitely the state of security in the state is not really encouraging. You hear some things that you begin to ask, are we going back to the pre-2011 days in Oyo State? I pray not. I pray not.
Yes, I think it was last week about the 8th that, the headline said Makinde asked military chiefs to deploy more troops to Oyo. All right, so, I mean...
I will repeat what I said yesterday. Salus populi est suprema lex. The welfare of the state is the highest law. And when you allow that law to be broken, and not only broken, but broken with impunity, then what do you expect? It is so sad that from him who so much was given, we are getting so less.
Okay.
It is so sad that a retired general, is in the saddle, and all that we're seeing is happening. It is so sad. If it was a civilian, it would have been a different ball game, because as it is, it appears that because the government of the day appears to approve illegality and insecurity, then of course, you as Yorubas will say,
how does the governor of the day approve insecurity?
It's not the governor. It's not the governor.
Okay.
Everything comes from up there.
Okay, and
Because
even from
they
up
are-
there, how are they?
But Barrister, I think again,
Sorry, Plateau. I said something some time ago. The one who does not disapprove approves. That is the implication. The one who does not disapprove approves.
Right.
Now, people are seeing criminals getting away with their crimes. Don't forget.
Yes.
How many years now? Shemoli Ronke, how many years? Tawa yi 13 pariwo. I'm at the koja 30 something years.
Yes.
That let criminals face the music. Do not let anybody who has committed a crime against the state go scot-free. Because if you do that, you would have laid a bad precedent that others would definitely follow. Politicians are looting the treasury with reckless abandon, with impunity, without any consequences howsoever.
Okay.
Some of them were even caught going to hide money underground, money getting spoiled. Nothing came out of it.
actually the money needs a cooler. But Barrister, I also feel that we should not also exonerate these governors.
No. I'm not
Because
exonerating any one of them.
Thing. Now you see, it's a given that the presidency or the president has displayed crass irresponsibility in terms of dealing with this issue. But the governors also have. Now I keep asking myself the question: states that would be in the same ilk as Oyo State, as states like Ondo and Ogun. Now forget the fact that they are APC states, but the level of insecurity in these states is quite minimal.
I will disagree with you.
Barrister, I
will disagree with
I
you.
think at least to an extent, and of course to an extent that I know, and I've traveled, not just moving around. Now, I know that there are some states that are really, really terrible when it comes to insecurity,
Right.
no doubt. The question is, what are those states doing? Now, one of the things I've seen, and I will mention those two states, is that they did not dismiss the security apparatus of their predecessor.
Okay.
As much as Anamosun and Dapo Abiodun are not on the same page, Dapo Abiodun did not come and dismiss. Now, where is the Operation Burst? How effective have they been under this administration? I think these are some of the things we may begin to look at.
I will not disagree with you on that second point.
Right.
But to say that the level of insecurity in these states, that you mentioned, is higher in one, lower in one, I will not agree with you. They come in different, dimensions. But I do agree with you that when it comes to what each of the governors are doing, to stem this tide, this ugly tide. But I still go back to the same thing, because I have said before that where the greater part is, there the whole is.
Right.
It is what is trickling down from the top. I was listening to.
No. Let me. A bird would not say it would not perch on your head. You are the one that would definitely not allow it.
No, but how do you do that?
You can decide not to allow it make a nest on your head.
Under the press. That's why everybody is calling now.
Right.
You understand? You cannot give a man a goat and hold on to the rope. You understand? That is what is happening now, and which is why majority of the people are calling for a rethink and a relook at the structure of this country. If a governor, you call a governor the chief security officer of a state, he cannot control the organs of cohesion within his state, and still has to rely on somebody to do that. The Operation Boss you are talking about now, Makinde cannot bring that about. Sanwo-Olu cannot bring that just like that. He has to rely on somebody, and it depends on the kind of relationship they have amongst themselves. Of course, they should try, and yes, that relationship.
I think the
can
question
be
then
good.
is, how did these other people forge that good relationship? Because that's, for me,
Nigeria
politics.
politics in this country is
it's
politics in this
beyond
country.
Now, when Ajimobi started the Operation Burst,
Okay.
of course, ACN was not the government in power
Okay. Fair
in
enough.
2011. So the question is, how well have you related?
Are you trying to compare a Goodluck Jonathan to the man we have here? Because before I left home now, somebody was asking, Thunder, where are you? and I knew where he wanted to send it.
But Barrister,
Will you compare
let's take a break.
Jonathan? Will you compare
Let's
Jonathan
take a break.
with
If
this?
you are watching,
the
perhaps
Rivers State governor has been more confrontational. In fact, he has been more confrontational, and he has enjoyed. I think beyond all these old shenanigans.
I am not
Stop hiding
exonerating. I am
behind
not. I am not
okay, let's take a short
exonerating
break.
the
Let's
Makinde
hang on. Let's take a
administration.
short commercial break. When we come back,
he needs to
we are
do
going to
more.
continue this conversation. So please hang in there. We'll be right back.
Today is a good day. A good day to take a walk. A good day to reach for your goals. A good day to finish reading that book. A good day to connect with your friends while doing the things you love. A good day to shoot your shot. A good day to enjoy life to the fullest with Malta Guinness.
Malta Guinness. Enjoy a world of good. The game is on. It's a game of fame, love, and betrayal. To remain in the game, watch your back and never lose your guard. Because when you do, you're out! The biggest reality show in Africa, Big Brother Naija Season 6 is back. Don't miss the intense drama this season. Showing 24/7 on DSTV channel 198 with live eviction show on Sundays at 7 p.m. on Africa Magic. Headline sponsor Abeg. Associate sponsor Patricia. BB Naija is rated 18.
Big protein breakfast àṣírí ibẹ̀ nìyẹn. Bí ìyá mi máa ṣe ń jí láfẹ̀mọ́jú, wọ́n á ṣe oúnjẹ fún wa kí wọ́n tó sáré lọ sí ibi iṣẹ́. Lọ́pọ̀lọpọ̀ ìgbà, bàbá wa máa ń ṣiṣẹ́ dalẹ́. Wọ́n sì tún jí lówùúrọ̀ láti gbé mi lọ sí ilé ẹ̀kọ́. Kò wá sí bó ṣe lè di gádígádí tó. Kì í rìn wọ́n láti máa bá mi ṣeré. Ìdí ìrètí wọn kì í kúrò nílé láì jẹ big protein breakfast.
Bẹ̀rẹ̀ ọjọ́ rẹ pẹ̀lú oúnjẹ òwúrọ̀ tó kún fún pig protein amárata kébé.
Pig. Reach for your pig.
Ẹ̀yin ará lọ́kùnrin lóbìnrin àmúwá fún yín láti iléeṣẹ́ tó jẹ́ aṣáájú nínú ṣíṣe máṣíìnì alùpùpù lágbàáyé ẹ̀mí kò ṣeé dádúró ti Naija Hero Hunter. Máṣíìnì alùpùpù Hero Hunter 100 pẹ̀lú ìjókòó gígùn tó tún tẹ́jú ààyè ìgbẹ́rù tó fẹ̀ àti ẹ́ńjìnì alágbára 100cc tó tún wá pẹ̀lú warranty onídìíwọ̀n olóṣù 12 Visco engine oil oní lítà 24 èyí tí yóò mú ọ tọ́jú ju $1,040 lọ. Fún ìgbà díẹ̀ ni o, fún ẹ̀kúnrẹ́rẹ́ àlàyé ẹ pè làfẹ́ 0800 800 8080. Hero Hunter, máṣíìnì alùpùpù tó lálòtọ́ tó ṣe é gbára lé.
You make me smile, you brighten my day. Lipton iced tea, sunshine in a bottle. In every Lipton iced tea, no be lie yo. You give me refresh, Lipton iced tea. I can't deny my sunshine drink. Lipton iced tea. Oh yeah, show me your shine. Come make it chop better life, baby. Mommy and daddy and everybody, show me your bottle job.
Chop better life with sunshine in a bottle with the refreshingly delicious Lipton iced tea. Available in peach and lemon flavors.
Lipton iced tea.
Lipton iced tea. Deliciously refreshing.
Mom, used to tell me after dinner time story how they used to chop life at your one bad parties. Chicken curry sauce, my mom is the boss. You can never have enough of party to love. But these days, all we see is just concoction. Like we got smacked in the head and got concussion. No more daily treats, no more Sunday best. Is this what you eat? My God, why settle for less? It's night time, everybody gotta live it up. Maggie chickens in the kitchen, everybody season up. Mouth water, then lips smacking, finger licking. Didn't I tell you every meal tastes like chicken? Spice up every meal, don't let them taste the same. Cause Maggie chicken is making chicken great again. Just know one thing, just know I really, really love it. When you cook with Maggie chicken. Maggie chicken now comes in powder.
With Maggie, cook the difference.
Chop life, live life, do the things that gon' make you happy. Them know like I'm too much in love. Everybody gets your flavor. Chop life, drink up, one glass of Martin as you step down. Them know like I'm too much in love. Everybody gets your flavor. Oh, your flavor. Elele, 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 yeah. Oh, your flavor.
Maltina, share happiness.
o'clock in the morning, getting set for another day. Another chance to change my story. I believe in my hustle. I know be lazy person, but life is just a that big gospel. If it don't close, I go find another. If I fall down, I go try to recover. If it ever walk me, I know they bother. Cause I believe, say, I go surely prosper. They don't get that shit, won't be. We move. No matter what they say, we move.
Whatever life brings, we move. Turn up your dreams. MTN, everywhere you go.
Ẹgbẹ̀rún mẹ́fà àbọ̀ náírà ni owó yín sà. Báwo lẹ ṣe fẹ́ sanwó?
Mo máa ti gbàgbé àpamọ́wọ́ mi.
Ẹ má yọra yín lẹ́nu. Ẹ lè sanwó kíákíá tí ẹ bá tẹ NQR code wa níbí pẹ̀lú èyíkéyìí ohun èlò ìfowópamọ́ alágbèéká yín.
Ní tòótọ́?
Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni sà, ẹ ṣe àyẹ̀wò níbí.
Mo máa ti rí ìfiránṣẹ́ ìṣòwò náà kíákíá ni.
NQR ló ṣe ìpèsè ìrọ̀rùn àti àwọn àṣàyàn ìsanwó tí kò ní ìbátan. Ó yára, ó ṣe é gbẹ́kẹ̀lé, ó sì ní ààbò. Ó wà káàkiri ní àwọn ilé ìtajà lórílẹ̀‐èdè. Fún àlàyé díẹ̀ sí i, jọ̀wọ́ kàn sí ilé ìfowópamọ́ rẹ. NIBS ló ṣonígbọ̀wọ́ ẹ̀ fún gbogbo àwọn olùpèsè iṣẹ́ owó.
Sunshine makes everything better. That's why Lipton iced tea leaves soak up hours and hours of glorious sunshine. And together with juicy fruit flavors, they go into Lipton iced tea to give you a delicious, refreshing taste. So you can chop better life with sunshine in a bottle.
Lipton iced tea, Lipton iced tea. Available in peach and lemon flavor.
Lipton iced tea.
Lipton iced tea. Deliciously refreshing.
Babe, that girl must be using something.
Hey, Berry, what kind of something?
You to see how she's always smiling, displaying her 32.
You're cuckoo right. I know her secrets. I know what she's using. She uses it twice a day.
Tell me her secrets.
I'll give you a hint. ABZ.
ABZ?
Yes, ABZ is the secret. Close-Up contains antibacterial zinc, ABZ, which gives you 3 times more freshness and 3 times more protection. Better than your regular toothpaste. Now you know the ABZ secret.
The new Close-Up is her secret. Everybody must hear.
You can't keep a secret.
New Close-Up with antibacterial zinc. Triple the freshness, triple the protection.
Today is a good day. A good day to take a walk. A good day to reach for your goals. A good day to finish reading that book. A good day to connect with your friends while doing the things you love. A good day to shoot your shot. A good day to enjoy life to the fullest with Malta Guinness.
Malta Guinness. Enjoy a world of good.
All right, welcome back. It is still straight from the dailies. We appreciate all of our fantastic audience on Facebook. Thank you very much for watching us. And of course, we encourage you to please share this as much as possible to your community. I'm sure they would love to also watch this. We're looking at the stories making headlines this morning. And talking about headlines, let's race through a few more from the Punch newspaper. EFCC plea bargaining encourages corruption, says Taraba APC. Also in papers this morning, Oluomo summons transport workers over protest against task force, LASMA. Also find in the Tribune newspaper now, Marwa advocates drug test for intending couples. Also in the headlines, we should encourage more Boko Haram terrorists to surrender to end insurgency. This is according to Lawa. Let's move to the Premium Times. Take a few more headlines. 1 in every 6 persons in Kano, a drug addict. Buba Marwa also in the papers. Nigeria's GDP growth stunted by insecurity. This is according to Minister. Now, this story in the Vanguard says that the spokesman of Northern Elders Forum, NEF, Hakim Baba Ahmed, has said that the North had paid the biggest price for the failure of President Muhammadu Buhari's administration, and that the country's salvation is neither with APC, that's the All Progressive Congress, nor the PDP, the People's Democratic Party. Baba Ahmed said this on Wednesday at a dialogue organized by an online newspaper, Ripples Nigeria, at the second annual dialogue. Other eminent Nigerians that spoke at the event were also present. Governor Okowa, who was the keynote speaker, expressed worry over the state of the country, noting that Nigeria was passing through perilous times. He said Nigeria has never been this divided or witnessed such magnitude of mistrust of ourselves and our nation. Nigeria is better and stronger together, and with appropriate visionary leadership and good governance, we can turn our diversity into a great source. I want to look at this headline saying that North has paid the biggest price, because I think that, let's say, if, for example, President Buhari is going to be re-elected, wouldn't we still have most of his votes coming from this same North they are saying has paid the biggest price for his, in quote, failure?
Without doubt, the North has paid the biggest price. I have family members. In fact, more than 90% of my extended family members live up north and still live up north. And there is hardly a month that you not get a call that someone has been kidnapped. And of course, you may have to contribute to ransom and the likes. In even a case, ransom was contributed and eventually we still lost. So that tells you a lot. Now, that's just a family. And there are pockets of other now. Boko Haram is there. Kidnapping is rife. Villages are just ransacked and burnt down. So, and there is now the vilification coming from the south. That it is your people. Whereas, imagine you are feeling the brunt much, and then someone is still saying no, they are your people. Now, if an election comes, what then happens? Apparently, the politics has always been, see, it is better to suffer with your man than to suffer with another man's man. Because, again, the electorate in Nigeria have always felt that, see, there is no one that you elect that will be different. Whether it's from the south or it's from the north, whether it's Christian or it's Muslim. And so you want to have that allegiance to your own person, and until we're able to rise above such primordial sentiments, we may not get the right thing. And I keep saying this when elections come around. We need to stop buying all these no-testing products.
Okay.
Somebody comes and says, I am from so place, and then we don't ask the right question. What are your economic policies? When Buhari was contesting in 2015, one of the questions I kept asking people was, this man said I was going to do this. Nobody bothered to ask how. APC said they were going to make 1 naira, $1. And people were just, thrilled and hypnotized by that, and nobody was asking the right question. Jonathan came and said he had no shoes. And nobody bothered how to ask what is the logic or relationship between having no shoes and ruling a country like Nigeria. You see, these questions that we fail to ask are the questions we will now begin to ask when the deed has been done.
Such a huge pity. We acknowledge those who are watching on. Thank you, Kola Wale Aziz, Ronke Giwa, for joining us. Thank you, Taiwo Sunday. We'll be reading your comments on Facebook in a bit, as well as the text messages that we have here. But Barrister, what are your thoughts?
You see, I think I would second the government of that speaker. That
the North has paid the biggest.
Has paid the biggest price. And why not? Because the improvidence that we are complaining of, where is it coming from? Ronke, when we had the tripodal arrangement, that is the North, the Western, and the Eastern region, and there was clamor for independence, the North was a slow starter. The North did not want independence when we wanted it. So we found that the other regions were self-governing before the North. All right?
Yes.
And because of the problems that the North laid emphasis on, some things, which should not have been so, were inculcated in our constitution. And they have been the bane of this country this far. Those things like federal character, like quota system, and the rest of the stuff. Now, can you imagine a region that has suffered that much, a region that is trying to catch up? I think the federal schools, federal colleges, they came out with their cutoff mark recently. Maybe 138 or something like that. But they said Nasarawa, if a student can score 2 over 400.
Oh, wow.
And to score 2 over 400, he will get admission. And a student from the south.
That can't be.
That is the truth. That is the truth.
Well, I really don't know about that. But as much as
it is commonplace now, did you not see it in the news?
Take 180.
Yes, I know they do go low.
And of course,
please go and
some of our students from the south also run there.
Go and Google what. I'm not saying that.
Easy.
I'm not.
Right.
That is not the issue. But that Nasarawa can get admission. Or Nasarawalian can get admission with just 2.
Okay.
Now, you have that problem. Sanusi already told them, this can't go on forever. It cannot go on forever. And you can see, that's why you have the clamor for these separatist, agitations and what have you.
Right.
Because people feel a region is slowing them down. And that same region, is the one that is encouraging that's why I said the improvidence is on their part, encouraging their children are no longer going to school because of insecurity.
And I think, Barrister, let me also say this, because again it's important. Now, federal character is not bad in itself. How we handle it is what is the problem. In the US, you have federal character. In fact, every federalism where you have heterogeneous communities, you would need federal character, particularly to protect the minorities. However, in a situation where we now place the federal character in such a way that merit is subdued totally, that's a problem. Now, again, we must also make something clear. When we also talk about the dichotomy between North and South, we should also be clear that it is the elites. Now, there is always a narrative. I think it was Amir Samir in his work, what they call democratic fraud, that says, and I think I've mentioned it here before, that when you talk about democracy being government of the majority, it is nothing but a fraud, because it is the minority that will sit down, decide that idea, sell the narrative to the majority, who obviously, and that's why some of us have always said that, see, maybe we begin to talk about, informocracy, where the electorates are really informed, because an uninformed electorate is dangerous to any system.
Absolutely.
Because anything you feed him with is what he runs with. And, okay, what is the problem of the North? It is that lack of information. The elites come and feel them say, hey, this man called Buhari is our person. Go to Kano. Speak with an ordinary person, a Talakawa in Kano, and then you'd hear, oh, Buhari does not stay that. Even the salary they give him, he does not collect it.
Now, whose Wahala is that one now?
Do you get it?
They are the ones who...
So, when they feed them with this...
The so-called elites are the ones who don't want to let go of the feudal system.
Now, Barrister, you know that one way or the other, the elites should owe these people a fiduciary duty.
Okay.
To, if my car is faulty and I take it to a mechanic, I don't expect the mechanic should not say I should know. He has a duty to tell me, because he's an expert.
Okay.
It is okay. As far as I am concerned, it is a fetid arrangement. It is a fetid arrangement.
Okay, let's open food lines.
And things must give.
Absolutely, something's got to give.
Because look, it can't go on like this.
Father Mbaka is in the news. Is in the news this morning, where he's prophesying that there's more trouble to come. I don't know if this is spiritual or something that anybody. He'd said something with regard to NDA. Father Mbaka is the spiritual director at Adoration Ministry Enugu. Said that the attack on the Nigerian Defense Academy was just the beginning of what will be for Nigeria if the regime of President Buhari did not change and God did not.
Okay, I will give you an analogy. If a rat enters your house and you put a pack of either golden morn or whatever cereal there,
right,
and is able to attack the first one, what would it do?
Of course, he'll keep on. There's more.
So there is nothing. It doesn't have to be spiritual.
About, exactly.
You know the most painful. You know the most painful part of it. Now that president, under whose watch all of this is happening, his son was having a wedding. Do you know how many private jets landed in Kano.
Some from insecurity.
Insecurity.
You think they don't feel it?
Now, you can imagine.
It's funny. My uncle, who is a member of the House of Assembly, was telling me, traveling from my my hometown to Okene is now problematic. And I said, you're a member of the House of Assembly. He said, so
so which that means that we're insulated.
So
you see, Ronke, it is so annoying. It is so annoying. You tell the people to sacrifice. Asu sacrifice. Asu.
I thought you said Asun.
Okay.
Asun.
Because actually, eventually all unions are almost turned to that.
Yes.
Okay, what do you think those have shared?
Let me just make this submission.
We have to bring people in.
Please, just a minute.
Yes,
all right.
You
are asking all of these people to make sacrifices because the country has no money,
right.
And yet they see you flaunting all of your wealth.
Go and read David Rubadi.
All right, thanks to all of those who have shared our video on Facebook. Thank you very much. We have quite an audience on Facebook, and thank you for watching. Kola Wale, Aziz Moronkechi, good morning to you. Taiwo Sunday says, good morning, lady and gentlemen in the studio. I'm afraid we might have an amateur at the helm of affair who could not relate well with the professionals, ASU, NAD, MNA, NUJ, even the judicial on strike for or planning to. All right, Chigozie Okeke Ogbueze says, it seems as if federal government isn't ready to end insecurity in Nigeria. So sometimes I don't blame the governors. I was watching Governor Mesari interview, narrating how he has carved out vigilante group and invited police to be trained, but the police refused to. All right, Akunwata Chima says, just wanted to see the face of Plateau. He looks younger than the eras in claim to have lived. He has claimed to have lived in or participated in the activity. Is it that he has read them or someone told him about them or he became conscious quite early in life? I guess he became conscious. Adedejo Yetola Lawrence says, good morning. And then I actually laughed at that. Ronke Giwa says, the North is not paying the price for PMB's failures, but for the failures of all levels of government and elites in the North. What are the northern states doing to boost their state economy and social structures? Fantastic angle. I mean, you look at it, there are people there who are elder statesmen, who are people, but, sometimes they allow certain things to happen because of, well, who knows. Olaide Abodunrin, good morning to you. Kenneth Charles, good morning. Mrs. Onafuwa and the good morning crew. Thank you very much and good morning to you. Adebayo Sadiq says, Nasarawa State University, okay, this is not for us. Ajagbe Abib says, the nation cannot progress with the quota system. If you want to progress as a country, the best hands should be made to represent us. Thousands of federal government workforce can't even operate a computer. Federal government should recruit and release exam scores. Let's take this one call real quickly. Okay. Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning. What's your name, please?
My name is SP Abodunrin from Market.
Okay, good to have you here, Mr. Abodunrin.
Yeah, where is that federal character you are mentioning? Federal character is just to deceive people. When it comes to issues that where their interest is involved, you see federal character. Where is the federal character in the appointment of service chiefs? Hello?
Yeah.
We're listening.
So it's not it's another thing entirely. When it is comes to issue of admission, you see federal character. But when it comes to the appointment, where is the federal character?
Okay. All right. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much. All right. I think Ronke Giwa was saying the barrister is referring to federal government colleges are not JAM. Okay. All right. We're about to round off. Can we take just one more real quickly? I'll make this person quick. Hello. Good morning.
Hello. Good morning. Ronke Mama.
Good morning. Who's speaking, please?
Good morning, Mr. Yomi Barrister Yomi. Good morning. And good morning to my brother in the studio. This is the first of one.
Okay.
Please, we are appealing to this present administration led by President Muhammadu Buhari. So please do the needful by improving the well-being of the masses.
Okay.
Take, for instance, 1 kg of cooking gas is now selling for 600 naira.
That's...
Honestly, in Nigeria, we are fed up of this. They need to do something.
Ridiculous. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I mean, that's another issue. I mean, people are going back to using firewood.
Can you imagine?
It's like taking us one step forward and 5 steps
Nigerians
back.
are just shouting.
All right. Then someone says, Ronnie, Plateau has good comparing good luck Jonathan with Baba Buhari. This is like comparing heaven and hell. It is a Herculean task that will at the end of the day be a fruitless effort. Kaya Diojo. All right. Let me take one more text. Furthermore, cut off. Okay, dear Splash, I believe Nigerians made a costly mistake by allowing a soldier to hand over to another soldier in 1999. Hence all this. Let there be a ban on people with military history from our politics. Henceforth, we opted for good luck. I will not say what he said in 2015. Also, kindly make it possible for Nigerians in this side of divide to know what Sunday Igboho is being tried for in the Beninese court. I'm sure your program barrister can handle it here. Furthermore, cut-off mark and not federal character in our educational exam is a fraud and perpetrated against the Igbo in particular. All right, my studio manager is about to throw me out of the studio, but thank you
Thank you.
My studio manager is going to throw me out, but it's been such an interesting conversation. I thank you
So what's
all for
happening at
tuning in.
8?
At 8 o'clock, I have a storyteller come. You should actually, I don't know if you've heard of Awati Ibadan. A story struck me on Facebook that I did of a girl that had gone to Saudi Arabia to work as a house girl. She had been promised a great job, and she told her story of being in Saudi Arabia and her ordeal. So we're going to be hearing that at 8 o'clock. So make sure you tune in. It's going to be very interesting.
Human
Thank you very much.
traffickers, listen,
Yes,
we are
exactly.
going to
Human
deal with
trafficking
you
is
at 8
real.
o'clock.
And their customers.
All right, thank you, Plato. Thank you, Barrister. Thank you for
most welcome.
watching.
You're
Thank you for
welcome.
listening. I'll be back at 8. I'm Ronke Giwa Onafuwa.
Splash FM 105.5.
Today is a good day. A good day to take a walk. A good day to reach for your goals. A good day to finish reading that book.